better place to catch the action than Barefoot. The food, the atmosphere, and your favorite teams are at Barefoot's 3 locations. Barefoot on the Bay, St. Andrews, Barefoot Hideaway, Front Beach, and Barefoot on the Beach on Front Beach. Great food, comfortable atmosphere, amazing views, and plenty of exciting football. Sunday ticket at Barefoot Hideaway. Plus, get your free logoed Barefoot cup with the purchase of a frozen drink during every game, along with drink specials and tasty football fun zone appetizers. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Young Cycle across from FedEx Mosley Drive in Lynn Haven has a fantastic selection of pre-owned Harleys at great prices. Great prices. Don't buy a Harley until you stop by Young Cycle. Young Cycle, a full-service department is available too, offering motor trike conversions, parts, and accessories. Nothing compares to Harley-Davidson and the low prices on pre-owned Harleys at Young Cycle. Young Cycle, 112 Mosley Drive across from FedEx in Lynn Haven.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Would you like to hear better for as little as 10 cents a day? Now you can with the all-new Audion hearing aids. The average hearing aid lasts about 3 years. Ours, at only $99 a pair, means you're paying as little as 10 cents a day to hear better. And to make things even better, we'll give you a 45-day money-back guarantee. Skip the doctor and get hearing aids delivered straight to your door. We've eliminated all the middlemen to offer you a factory direct price of only $99 a pair. Join over 300,000 people just like you who took advantage of our 45-day trial offer. Now you can hear better too for just 10 cents a day. Call now and order your $99 pair of Audion hearing aids with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Plus, get free 3 to 5 day shipping.
800-479-8524. 800-479-8524. 800-479-8524. That's 800-479-8524.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And good morning. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Glenn Manley, Bay Day, 7:15, Coach Brown. Brian's with us this morning. Brian, how you doing, sir?
Going good.
You looking good. How you doing, Wildcat?
Doing good.
You look
morning,
good.
Coach.
You looking good. Good morning,
Busy
sir.
day. Busy day.
Well, let's get started. Hey, wait a minute. Got one more. Glenn, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
You looking good.
Well, I'm kind of bruised up from the weekend, but other than that, I'm all right.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? The Mosley Bay game, huge game, didn't turn out like we thought it would. And then, then the big game Sunday night. You went from both extremes, from being down to being the highest high.
Well, see, I'm one behind because I lost Friday and I lost Saturday, and then I won Sunday. So
Saturday you knew you were going to lose.
Well, I know, but can you believe how dumb he said that? We're just going to play our game. We're not. I'm going to keep my kids that we're not trying to win the game. I'm like, what an idiot. Stockstill, come on, buddy.
I thought, honestly, I thought they played pretty good.
They did till the first punt, and then whoever targeting when the guy ducks his head. How can you
what kind of crowd did we have at the Bay Mosley game?
I don't know. I was talking to the Lord Calvert.
Were you there?
No, I was indisposed. It was raining. I might have melted. I couldn't be out there now.
I think you'd have floated.
Yeah. Hershey bar.
Hey, Wildcat, you get that?
But anyway, Baby Ruth, that's what it is.
Baby Ruth.
But no, I tell you, I get, Mosley played up to their potential, and, it kind of showed we had 25 seniors that left, but they were really good in 2021, and then they had and so we're trying to do that. But if you play long enough,
you're gonna experience it all.
You get both. Yeah, you get both. But, hats off to them.
I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking that this morning. getting ready for the show, I'm thinking, I've been there too. I've been blown out. I've blown people out. If you stay in, like I said, if you're in it long enough, you can experience it all.
Both ends of the totem pole there, but
unless you're at Jacksonville Bowls or somewhere like that.
That's true. You recruit every year. The thing is, hopefully, I want all the schools to do well except when they play us, and so maybe Mosley. It's only one state championship, 1976.
Well, Bill and Arnold didn't even get to play because they I talked to him.
Yeah, there was the ground was
Campbell's posted, and I shared it, and I called Bill and said, y'all gonna make it up or whatever? He goes, I don't know how we're gonna do it. And he said, the field was underwater. He said it was terrible.
Yeah.
So I know they wanted to play the game, but they couldn't. And now Arnold's got Mosley this week, and Bay has got a tough one.
Yeah, we travel all the way to Quincy. So you got to play. It's really amazing. It used to be called East Gadsden because that was Havana and Quincy together. And then you had a West Gadsden, which was Greensboro and Chattahoochee. Now, there's two schools. There's 4 schools that didn't like each other, and they put them together. So
they built that new building, that new facility.
Yeah, now I guess it's a middle school now, West Gadsden.
Oh,
yeah, because when you came around,
uniforms used to look like North Carolina, that light, whatever color, blue, Carolina blue. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I got a question for both of y'all since y'all have dealt with this. So, and look, I don't know if there was a game at Gavlak or whatever, but how difficult would it be, because there's a lot of logistics and a lot of moving pieces, but let's say at noon, Bill's like, look, we can't play out here. How hard would that be, or would it be possible to move that game to Arnold?
We've done it before down in Lee County, but it's the same county. It wasn't like someone outside.
Sure. I mean, that's a trip. You got to organize travel. You got
a 2-hour trip. But the thing is, logistics of referees got to move. You got to have ticket sales. You got to have, you got to have security.
You got to have concession.
It's a big thing, unless you got like a day or so. Okay, we're going to move.
They could have done it, decided on Thursday and do it. They could have done it.
It's just a shame because rescheduling in football is so difficult.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard unless you both have an open date at the same time.
Yeah, and really, they still could have gave Sneeds the gate if they. That's a good point. I didn't even really think about that.
Yep.
But anyway, Glenn, what do you got for us locally? What's going on here in Northwest Florida?
Well, I want to give a shout out to all the cross country teams because they had their first meet on Saturday up at Majet. It's called the Buccaneer Bash, and it's sponsored by North Bay Haven. So I'm sure all the county teams will be there. It'll be the first outing. So usually they start around 7 or 7:30. So because of the heat and everything, so you want to get up there. But in football now this weekend, Bay travels to Gadsden County. Mosley's at Arnold. Bozeman hosts Baker. North Bay Haven hosts Destin, and I'm thinking they're probably going to have to play at Tommy Oliver. That's what I'm thinking, but maybe not. Maybe there's a Thursday night.
Destin?
North Bay Haven plays Destin.
I thought they were pumping up the fact that it was going to be the first game on campus.
Well, it could be. I mean, it could be. I'm not an AD anymore, so I'm not kind of in the loop.
Right.
I thought he said that yesterday.
Yeah.
Rutherford's at Fort Walton Beach. South Walton. That'll be a good game. Come to support St. Joe. So Weewall's open this week. Sneeds hosts Gracefield. Walton County hosts Union County. Just Walton hosts Union County. That'll be a tough one. Chipley at Holmes County. That'll be a good matchup. Freeport's at Liberty County. And Bluntstown hosts Mariana, so that's what we got around the area coming on.
Some good football games.
Yeah, there's some good football games, and then
I tell you what, Glenn, that what I'm looking forward to is that Port St. Joe, South Walton. That's going to be
that ball will be in the air. So
where's that game played?
It's going to be at Port St. Joe.
Port St. Joe. Get out to Taco Bell on the way to that game.
That's right. And then Chipley is at Holmes County. That'll be a big game for that area. So but anyway, that's what we got going locally. But our volleyball team played Arnold last night. I don't have a score, and so we'll have to see what goes with that. But that was a big game.
Hey, Arnold won.
Arnold was probably Arnold was 3-3. We were 2-2. So we'll see how that turns out. If anybody knows the score, text us, please, so we can find out. We got to get on those coaches about putting their scores up.
Come on, who was the home team?
The Arnold Marlins.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Arnold won, so somebody just sent me in. Yeah, so thanks for. At least the AD from Bay High knows how to keep up with the scores and everything.
There you go. All right. You're being ugly.
As far as I know.
Mean.
Hey, listen. I've been mean to all of them. So they're mean right back. So don't let them fool you. But no, really and truly, it's great because when I was there and everything, of course, Julie and I worked together. Everybody thought we hated each other, but there's things you have to do to make sure things are done right. And so, she always did them correctly, and me too. We just tried to make sure we did that. And I know she taught us all the first time we had to go through that thing on the computer that drove me crazy. So, and to help the coaches to report the scores. I forgot the name of that little they came up with, but it went for about 2 years, and that was it. Yeah.
I have this vision of Glenn with learning all this computer stuff when he comes back. When I was at Mississippi State, Jolie Dunn was our defensive coordinator, and I remember we were one of the first schools to have this whole computer cutting up film editing system. And, we were all so proud. We went and set it up in Coach Dunn's office, had it on his desk, all this. It's like this super system. He's going to be able to see things that no other defensive coordinator in the South is going to be able to see. And Coach Dunn walks in, he looks at it, and he goes, "Boy, this looks really nice on here." He goes, "What in the hell is it?" And we told him, he says, "Well, get it off of my desk because I got my legal pad."
Rutherford last night, their volleyball team beat Vernon 3-1. So congratulations to the Rams.
All right. Speaking of Rutherford, their football schedule is brutal, man. Good God.
It really is.
Open up with Mosley, one of the biggest schools, and then they go play Bluntstown, which is a powerhouse winning school. Now they've got Fort Walton Beach, another big school.
Right, but they were in that game at Bluntstown.
And Fort Walton Beach beat South Walton.
Yeah, they did.
So
the one surprised me is that Walton last week went up and beat Bluntstown, and then they played
good.
Yeah. I don't know how good Flamoten is, but they beat Flamoten. So if you're not from that area, you won't even know what we're talking about. But
Anyway, it's full force ahead of high school football, college football. Starting to find out who's got a pretty good team and who's going to struggle this year.
Right.
Your picks were terrible.
I didn't pick any.
That's what I said. Your picks were terrible.
But we pick them against the spread with David. I didn't do very well.
So I can't handle that spread stuff.
I was reading some of the comments on Facebook about the Ohio State game. Look, here's the thing.
They're already after him, man.
I know, but here's the thing. Did they win the game? Ask LSU how they feel. You know what I'm saying? At least you won the game. I mean, come on.
All right, let me ask you this. Dabo Swinney, after the game, hey, or the interview and everything, I'm not giving up. I love these kids. I love this team. We're going to be good. I mean, everything was positive. And Brian Kelly, I was shocked at what he said.
Yeah.
And people and LSU fans want him gone. I mean, he threw. I mean, truly, he kind of threw the team under the bus there after that game.
Right.
And so, Coach Bryant, I talked about it yesterday. Coach Bryant always, and I remember growing up when Alabama, they didn't hardly ever lose when he coached there. When they did, he always blamed himself. I had to have him ready. We weren't prepared. No help from the bench. He always took the blame. And I like what Dabo said. I really didn't like what Kelly had to say.
Well, the Duke game, if they hadn't turned the ball over 3 or 4 times right down there, it would have been a whole different
I went to bed. Duke was down the goal line. I said, Duke's going to come out and blow. I'm going to bed. And I get up, and my phone kept going off during the night. I was too tired to listen. I think it was Jerry Pridge and someone. But I saw it's 28-7?
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Well, that's the thing. They're two totally different setup. First of all, with Kelly, I don't like that approach, but he knows his players. And this may be the way to get them going. I don't know. Well,
if he knew him, he sure did.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that may be what he thinks is the best way to motivate him. We'll find out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
With Dabo, I think Dabo's comments were right. I've never been in a game like that. It wasn't so much that they weren't prepared. I've heard that. That doesn't look. I mean, there was
Clemson.
No, I mean, there was a couple questionable things, and here, there, or the other. Their problem was they were snake bit. I mean, that was one of those games where literally nothing went right.
Three
down the goal line, right?
Yeah, well, they had 2 in the red zone. You had the situation where
the drop.
The drop pass over the middle. Shipley, it gets tipped. It's an interception. I mean, that was just one of those games.
But all right, let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
This is Travis.
What's up, Travis?
What's up? Now, I just heard y'all talking about LSU and all that. I mean, I'm no LSU fan or anything like that, but I thought whenever I heard about what Brian Kelly said at the press conference, bringing up an SEC rival and noticing their championships in front of his quarterback that gave him the evil eye.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
He's gone. He's gone. There's no way. That's disrespect.
Just remember, they lost to Florida State last year, week 1.
But either way, I mean, like, that's not the way to bring up your player, not publicly. Now, when you're in practice, you know, I'm sure they say a whole lot worse than that. But, like, when you're in the middle of a press conference, this is pretty much televised. It is televised, and everybody in the United States is going to hear what you have to say, and you down your players like that. It's just the fans don't like it. I mean, I didn't like it. I'm not a fan. I was that dude. I
didn't think. I think he was kind of shocked. I really did. They expected to win that football. The first half, they looked like we thought they would look. And then Florida State, at halftime adjustment, just beat them like a drum.
Well, you know, the one thing is when he comes out and says we're going to beat the heck out of them. Well,
most people say that at Booster Club meetings, though.
Right, but but here's the funny part about it was, you know, the FSU players in the interview goes, we didn't know anything about that. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But Florida State looked good.
Yep. So we'll see.
It's the same thing with Brian Kelly, though. I mean, he did it at Notre Dame. He can't win the big game. So, I mean, it's the same old story with him.
Well, let's just see how it plays out. I'm not ready to bury them yet. They got talent. I mean, there's talent all over the field.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Well, but I also think we were very much overrating what they did last year. I mean, look, they got into the SEC championship game, but they squeaked one past an Alabama team that gave it to them. They got murdered by Tennessee at home. They didn't. I mean, they were not that great a team last year.
Well, they've lost how many of the last 5
games? And they've lost a lot of players. They had to plug in a lot of transfers. They had key guys. I think we were very much overestimating what this team should have been coming into this game.
Year 2, you would think things would be better. And I don't know.
I just
they had the whole line come back.
I don't think this team was nearly as good as everybody was pumping it up to be. Yeah. They're not ready yet.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
One of the things I saw, the Florida State offensive line and the Florida State defensive line. The offensive line, let me tell you, the line, I saw a bunch of switches and all that picking up. And 2 years ago, they had a kill.
You get first and goal with the 1 yard line, and you go and get any points.
You can't run. I'm gonna tell you what. I don't see anybody running up the middle on that field.
Hey, we got to take a break. Thank you so much for calling, and go Gators, baby.
Go Gators.
Speaking of surprises, I was surprised at that one too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people. We appreciate all of our great sponsors. Taco Bell. We got three great locations in Panama City Beach. We got one in Callaway. Right. And now down in Port St. Joe.
All right.
All you folks down in Port St. Joe, get out to Taco Bell, support them. They're supporting you. They want the Port St. Joe Tiger Shark update every Friday, and we're giving it to them.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Bell.
Yes, sir.
What's today, Glenn?
Today is World Famous Spaghetti Day.
Where?
Where? At J. Michael's.
The legendary.
Yeah, the legendary J. Michael's.
Best seafood, Coles Beer. My roommate came in town. We went there. He got some kind of, I forgot what it was now, and I had never had it. And he said, man, this is unbelievable. I said, everything's good here. J. Michael's restaurant. Then we went down to that Cajun place. Brian, him, and Blaine, we were there and watched a bunch of games, had a great time. First time he had tried their gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, it was outstanding.
No better get there early, though.
Woo, man, it was packed out 10, wasn't it?
It was 10:15. I had to park over on the side lot. It was something else.
Yeah, it was crazy. Who else? Oh, South Oak Tile and Closing, Chuck Tucker. Nobody does it better than Chuck. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
You're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new Kia and see why everyone is talking about Kia. The new SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and the Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a brand new 2023 Kia Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new vehicle at Bill Bird Kia for you and your family. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City today, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer. Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It is Bay Day. Glenn Manley, Jeremy Brown, the head football coach of Bay High School. We were talking, Coach. Good morning, Coach. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, guys. How you doing?
Man, we couldn't be better. Got Glenn here sitting with us. When he's around, you just get my little tail just waggles. It's just a better day.
Makes everybody around him a little bit better.
Yeah,
it makes him look a lot taller. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I feel bigger. I just feel like a bigger person.
That's what Hale said when Glenn wasn't in here. Said he made him feel better about himself.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, if you stay in it long enough, you're going to experience it all, brother. We were talking about that earlier. Huge football game, didn't go the way we thought. Talk about it, what happened, and give us some names of some kids that played well for you.
Yeah, we just, young football team just didn't execute very well. Probably the moment was probably pretty big for us. But I thought the kids played. I thought when they came out the second half, our kids kept playing hard. They didn't lay down, so to speak. They kept fighting. I still think we just made some young mistakes. We a couple of guys on defense. Tywan Carter, has played really good the last 3 weeks. Thought he had a pretty good game the other night. Offensively, we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. Just couldn't seem to get in a rhythm. Couldn't seem to get anything going. And that's that's probably more on us as coaches than the kids. We got to do a better job of preparing and probably try to give them a little bit too much stuff last week. You have some success and you want to add more, and we had to go back to the drawing board on Sunday as a staff and just realize that we do have a very young football team, and so adding stuff like you would normally do may not be something we can do this year. We just got to find the 3 or 4 things we do really well on offense and just keep doing them.
Let me ask you this. After the game, did you take the Dabo approach and tell them you love them and you're still going to have a good year? Or did you take the Brian Kelly approach and this Bay's not who we think they are? Which way did you go with it?
Well, as long as I'm coaching, I'll never take the Brian Kelly approach. We told the kids I think it started with, right after the game, I asked the Mosley guys to pray with us in the middle of the field and, told their kids they played an outstanding football game and wished them the best of luck the rest of the year. And when we got in the locker room, we told our kids we loved them and that, that I've been in coaching a long time and I've been on both ends of that stick. I've been on the butt whipping and I've been on giving the butt whipping. And I told them either way, the sun's going to come up on Saturday morning and you're going to move on. It's not the end of the world. It's not life or death. And we loved them, and they got back in Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and the energy was great. And we lifted yesterday, and so it was just really good. You know what I mean? And I think anytime you build relationships with kids, and win or lose, you can sustain it. You know what I mean? And if you win, you don't get the big head. And if you lose, it's not the end of the world. And we had a really good practice yesterday, and so we're going to put this one behind us and keep moving forward.
There you go. That's all you can do. That's good. I'm glad the kids responded in a good, positive way. Talk about this game coming up. I'm sure they got athletes all over the field, and playing them in the past, they always had really good athletes. Are you going over there? Is that over there?
Yeah.
Playing over there? That's always tough. I played that. That's something else. Talk about their football team. Give us a little scout report on them.
Yeah, just your typical Gaston County team. You know what I mean? Athletically on defense, they got big defensive linemen. Their defensive ends look like daggum pterodactyls running around out on the field. They got linebackers that can run. They play man, so they really force you to do some things in the passing game that you may not be comfortable with doing. And then offensively, they're just really big up front, and they got uncharacteristically this year they got a quarterback that can really spin it, and which makes them really makes them a little bit more harder to defend. In the past it's really been more of if you can stop power and counter, you can have success. But this year they got a quarterback that can spin it, so they can spread you out a little bit and throw it and play action you. So it's gonna, it doesn't get any easier for the Tornadoes. I mean, the schedule we put together with, combined with being with these young guys. But I think our kids be up for the challenge. I think they, I think they really want to try to get this taste out of their mouth. And what we told them yesterday and Monday was, just go play better. The scoreboard's going to be, the scoreboard's going to do what it's going to do. But we told them just to go play better, execute better, play more physical, and if we can do that week in and week out, we still think we got a chance to make a run at this district championship.
Are they more of a senior-led team, or are they a young team this year for us, Gaston?
No, they've got some experience. They got the coach from over at Monroe who did a great job over there, and when he came over, he had some transfers, and they got some kids from Georgia that have moved in, and so they're more of a they're more of a senior, older guys, you know what I mean, older, with experience, right. and telling our coaches Sunday, we've got some really good football players, but I told them doesn't matter that how good a football player you are. There's a big difference between being 14 and being 17.
Right.
And we've got some 14, 15-year-olds, not just playing for us this year, but starting for us in key positions. We started 6 sophomores and 2 freshmen on offense this past on Friday night.
Wow.
So youngest football team I've ever coached, but man, we're having a great time coaching them, and they're getting better each week. And it's like Dion said, everybody, this year, we might take a few on the chin, but we're keeping all those receipts too, because we feel like next year and the year after we got a chance to be pretty good.
Is this a type of game where you want to really keep the ball away from their offense, go in there and milk the clock, trying to shorten the game?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's something, Coach, that we really want to be a tempo, a up-tempo, fast-paced team. But I think that's one thing we realized, that we took away from Friday night was with us being so young, controlling the ball a little bit more, maybe not being able to be that tempo-type team that we want to be all the time this year. Slowing things down, making sure the kids are getting the play call, not going so fast to where they're not able to process the call and understand what they're supposed to be doing. And that's something we took away from Friday night that we started working on Monday, was just kind of, still no huddle, but just trying to slow things down a little bit so the kids can have a little bit more time in between plays to gather themselves and process the information we're giving them.
Exactly.
They're big old guys, Coach. Looks like a few screens and draws had to come in there.
Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to get some first downs, and that's what we talked about as a staff and on Monday, and then yesterday at practice was guys, every play is not going to be a home run. Let's try to get first down, especially early in the game. You know what I mean? That's right. The same thing that happened to us against Mosley happened to us against Niceville. The first quarter, we weren't able to really get a ton of first downs, so we weren't really able to flip the field, and we put our defense in a bad spot, and that's something we've got to get better at. Is just taking that 4 yards and try to get some first downs early in the game.
Let me ask you this: the Bay fans are going to go to the game. How does that work now? Do you have any tickets you can sell there for you guys, or do they have to buy them over there in Gaston County?
Yeah, they got to buy them over there. Just about everybody nowadays is using the Go Fan. Still from COVID. I think everybody's realized that using the online ticketing just it takes a few less ticket takers you got to have at the games. You don't have people don't have to handle money, so to speak. So I think more people are trying to go to the Go Fan, and my understanding is that's the same thing over there. I'm sure they'll have a money box, but I think they're encouraging everybody to try to purchase them online.
What time will y'all pull out of here Friday?
We're going to actually, we're not going to pull out till around 2 o'clock our time. We're going to actually eat our pregame meal on the bus. We're going to give them a prepackaged chicken sandwich, fries, and a water from Slim Chickens. And we're gonna feed them on there. And then after the game, we're gonna come on back. There's not a ton of places over there to eat, and so we didn't want to get over there. We didn't want them to have to eat lunch, eat pregame meal at 1 o'clock, so to speak. So, and then after the game, we're gonna ice down some subs. Subway was generous to us with some subs, and so we're gonna ice down some subs and feed them on the way back.
Sounds good. Now listen, kickoff time, our time they're on Eastern time. We're Central. So what time will it be here?
It's 6 o'clock our time.
Okay. All right. Coach, good luck to you. Thanks you so much for coming on. And negative to positive, baby. Setback to comeback. You can do it.
That's it, Coach. I mean, you've done it a lot longer than me. And, I mean, just, you're going to have those games. And, you always did a great job of just, loving the kids through the, celebrating with them in the good times, loving them through the bad times. And that's what we have to do as dads. And so hopefully, there's a lot of lessons that our kids learned Friday night. And so we're excited to be able to build off of those lessons.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much, buddy. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, if you get injured, I don't care if it's Glenn Manley, that beautiful body he has, or Brian, or myself. Yeah. We can all go see the legendary doctor, Dr. Chad Mitchell.
Right.
24 years on Bay County sidelines taking care of these athletes. Call Chad, make an appointment. You can listen to him here Monday morning on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Everybody was chanting for you and Durant Thursday night. No shows. Elvis. Neither one of them were there. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Glenn, we got to make an appointment. We got to get you out there. People demanding to see you.
All right.
Happy hour 3 to 7. You buy one, the next one's free. I'm talking about draft beer, margarita, house wines, you name it. It's there. Lunch specials Monday through Friday. Get out to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Tell them Coach sent you. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, and you've used them.
Yes,
they cater.
Absolutely.
They do an incredible job. Got the Loreline Layton room in the back if you want to have a pregame meal there. If you want to have a banquet there, if you just want to have a get-together party, they're open lunch, breakfast, and noon. You go watch game day, stay there all day long, watch and eat great food, have a great time. That's Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. We'll be right back. 104.3. Dr. Ward, where are you? 104.3 ESPN Northwest.
Car 54.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Yellowwood 500. Listen mornings at 8:45 for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword in your name to 850-215-6290. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to Talladega from ESPN Northwest Florida.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay, Barefoot on the Beach, and Barefoot Hideaway Grill. Whichever location you visit, you'll find amazing food and a comfortable atmosphere, and the views are spectacular. Barefoot Hideaway is tucked in between the Radisson and Ramada on Front Beach Road at Hills Road. Barefoot on the Bay is in St. Andrews behind Shrimp Boat. And Barefoot on the Beach is next to the Bikini Beach Resort on Front Beach Road. Watch your favorite football teams and eat where the locals go. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. It is Wednesday. It is 7:30. It's time for the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ward. Doc, how you doing this morning?
It's a great day to be a Florida Gator, Coach Hale.
We have the right.
No, you talking?
I like this positive. We're not talking to Brian Kelly. We're talking to Dad. We got Dr. Ward, man. This is great. Hey, before we get with you, I got to mention this. Mark Rick will be speaking tonight, Highlands Park Baptist Church at 6 o'clock. Get out there and listen to a wonderful man, great coach, great person. I encourage you to go out there. Again, Mark Rick, former Georgia, Florida offensive coordinator.
Florida State offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Miami quarterback. Mark Rick will be at Highlands Park Baptist Church tonight at 6 o'clock.
Doc, before we get into there, the Jimmy Buffett guy, talk a little bit about the Merkel cell carcinoma.
Absolutely. It's just another type of skin cancer. It is caused the same way all the other skin cancers are caused. Having fair skin, spending too much time in the sun, and having that lost bottle of sunscreen. You got to get it on there. But yeah, Merkel cell is basically just a rarer type, but it can be deadly. So it's why we say you got a new spot, it's bleeding. It's something's changing size, shape, or color. You got to get it checked out. So I've probably taken care of 20 to 30 patients with Merkel cell, and every now and then one of them has a metastasis, and it goes the wrong way. So, money can buy you a lot of things, but it can't always buy you good health. And if you're not getting your skin screened, it can take out anyone.
Is that what Jimmy Buffett had?
Yeah. I was kind of reading on it last night. I was going, holy smokes! And
how long did he fight it? Did they say?
A couple of years, wasn't it? Yeah.
They said 4 years. 4 years, wow. Which makes sense. That you find it, you cut it out, and when it recurs, it's usually within the first two to 3 years.
Wow. And there's nothing wow, that's scary, man.
Well, once it gets, I'm not sure, I'm not a doctor, but it goes to the organs and everything like all the other cancers. So.
Correct. Lymph nodes, then organs, yes.
And this all be prevented if you just take the time to go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes. We say it all the time. 5 minutes can save your life. It really can.
Yeah, give a shout out to Doc, too. You guys went and took care of the people that take care of us. Y'all gave them some free screens.
Yeah, that was great.
That's right. We
Talk
went to
about
the Panama City Fire Department. Yeah, it's the 5th year we've done it. It's a partnership we have with the Panama City Fire Department. That station in the Cove. We go every September and screen our firefighters. They are at higher risk for cancer, multiple types of cancer, including skin cancer, due to the work that they do. So it's, again, just part of giving back to the community.
I love that. That's absolutely wonderful, and I do appreciate you giving he's one of our big donors, the Hale Retirement Fund. I do appreciate that. And just keep that check rolling in. Anyway, Doc, let's get into your Florida Gators.
He didn't give you enough. You're not retired.
He needs to give me more. He needs to give me a lot more. Hey, what'd you think, man? I'll be honest with you. I was totally disappointed. I thought we'd have a better showing. I didn't listen to all the talk. I should have. I just thought, we're the Florida Gators. You got athletes. The mistakes, the penalties, two guys wearing the same jersey on a punt return cost them. I thought it cost them big time. But I did see spurts of good things during that football game, and they are a young football team, so hopefully things do get better. What was your take on the game?
It was frustrating to watch. There were just stupid mistakes. I hope that transfer offensive lineman from Alabama never sees the playing field again. I mean, he had 3 false starts and a hold that was just awful. I'm like, note to Billy Napier, there's a reason Nick Saban didn't want him.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyway. He did the same thing in Alabama.
That's right.
Yeah.
So as a Florida fan, it was frustrating. But again, Utah is the two-time defending Pac-12 champion. They were without their quarterback, which meant that points were going to be hard to come by. We gave them a 70-yard touchdown completion. We gave them a turnover, deep in our own territory. That those were points we just couldn't afford to give up. While we kind of figure out what's going on with our offense, you could tell they had decided to make Graham Mertz beat them with his arm. They really defended against the run. They're a well-coached team, and it showed. And just like last year, I caution everyone about week one. Don't try to make what happened in week one what the rest of the season is going to have. I think Florida gets to go home. They get to play a scrimmage against McNeese, maybe work some things out, and hopefully they will be focused to defend the Swamp against Tennessee on the 16th. I think that is a much more important game than traveling to Utah and playing Utah.
Yeah, and I keep pointing out, too, LSU, got drilled by Florida State. I just remember last year they lost week one. I'll be honest with you, Doc, I was not impressed with the SEC at all this week one of college football. Maybe other teams have kept up with them or are getting closer. I just wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with Alabama. I wasn't impressed with Georgia. A&M was better because they got a new offensive coordinator. Tennessee, maybe the most impressive team. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with the SEC this week.
There was one team I was very impressed with, and I watched a good bit of their game. I was very impressed with Auburn. I thought that they played really well. Granted, it was an inferior opponent, but new coach coming in there. I thought their offense really clicked and played well. That was the one team that for me that stood out as, hey, this is going to be a real team this year. And to my delight as a Florida fan, getting to a pub with TVs and seeing that Georgia was only beating UT Martin 7-0 at the beginning of the second quarter, and the supposed Heisman Trophy favorite Carson Beck, not looking so Heisman-like as so they're chinks in the armor at Georgia. So those were obviously two takeaways for me, is maybe Georgia's not as good as we think they are, and Auburn may be a lot better than we think they are.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to know a lot more this week. Bama's got Texas. I think Texas can come in there and get a win. We'll see how everything plays out. All right, you mentioned Auburn. The play had a record-breaking sales, record-breaking attendance, people excited, pumped up. This is Florida's opening game this week at home. What's the Swamp going to be like? Is everybody going to show up? Are they giving up? Are they going to be there ready to go?
Against McNeese State on a hot day, it's going to be a night game, and we have new lights at the Swamp, and that's supposed to be exciting. I see maybe 86,000 official attendance, but in reality 75,000. I don't see the Swamp packed out for McNeese. No, Tennessee is going to be packed out.
Yeah, Tennessee that'll be crazy. All right, you're right. What Florida's got to improve on, obviously the offensive line play, 13 rushing yards, 9 penalties for 46 yards. Not good. Third down was terrible. I think they converted. What did they convert? Maybe 3? No, I think maybe 13 times.
I know they were 1 of 10 on third down at some point in the fourth quarter. So that maybe at the end they converted a couple.
No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Were horrible. They were horrible on third down.
You're right. They were 1 of 13 on third down. I mean, you can't win football games doing that. What did you think about the quarterback play?
I thought that was a bright spot. I thought Mertz, probably outperformed expectations. And again, you try to take positive. That would be a positive. He took what they gave him. He missed one wide open downfield pass that he didn't see it. But that was the only really big mistake I saw during the game that he made.
All right. What about other games? What stood out to you? To me, it was FSU's defensive front in red zone. LSU couldn't run the ball on them. First play of the game.
Look, Florida State had a fabulous game. All credit to them. And to my fellow Florida fans who are all been out of shape about week one, I want to remind them that Mike Norvell had a horrible first 2 seasons at Florida State, and you got to give these guys time. So everyone just needs to be reminded. Horrible first 2 years at Florida State. Then he has a 10-win season. Now look at them. They're in the top 5. You got to give these coaches time to get their guys in place. And by the way, I thought Florida State looked horrible those first 2 years. Very undisciplined. A lot of bad penalties. It's just during this turnover period, it's going to be tough.
Glenn, was that because the money they had spent on Taggart, or were they really forced to be patient? Or did they just say, hey, we got to give the guy time? I think it might have been they didn't want to spend more money.
Well, that too, but the thing is there were still some people that were loyal to Taggart that, they just, I guess it's passive aggressiveness, and so they did that. And finally, I'll get into that in the Florida State thing, what his motto was, but I think they bought in, especially last year, but he works the transfer portal very well, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, but
we got to give him credit. He's done
a good job.
But, right. They got to give him time.
I think Napier's the guy. Myself, I'm not a Florida fan, but I think he's the guy because, he's getting some more people in there, but you got to get some of those other people out that's still hanging on. So
the difference between Florida State, Auburn's got the money to fire a guy every year and a half. I think Alabama's got it, and I think Florida's
got it, but I don't think they need to get rid of this guy. I think Doc's correct.
Ward. Yeah. I think he'll be fine. They leave him alone. Anyway, hey, Dr. Ward, let's give a little love to you. What's the best way to get up with you? We don't want to make the mistakes that Jimmy made. What do we need to do?
So you give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations at Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Pediac Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. It takes about 5 minutes to get your skin looked at head to toe, and we can make sure all your spots belong. And if one doesn't belong, we get it off. We find out if it's bad, and if it's bad, we take care of it. It's as easy as that.
5 minutes can save your life. Dr. Ward does. I know for a fact. I've been with him. They do an incredible job. And when I do have skin cancer, which I have, you go in there, they numb you up, they get in there, and he gets it out the first time. I was down in South Florida. I really think they were making more money the way they did it. They send you outside. You wait and wait and wait as they go see everybody else. You go back in there. Oh, we're going to have to numb you back up. We didn't get it all. I don't like that. Let's get in there. Let's get it done. And they do a great job of doing that. Dr. Ward does a great job. Of course, he's highly intelligent. You graduate from Florida, you got to be pretty smart.
That's true.
Let's talk about some of our other great people we have. Buffalo. Now let's talk about Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven.
Well, that could be Buffalo
wings. Today is the day, Glenn.
It is.
$9.99 from 11:30 to 3. You
drink
get 10,
and a side.
Yeah, and 10 beautiful wings.
That's right.
I'm talking about manly wings, big old wings.
That's right.
You can't get that deal anywhere. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. We had an unbelievable time at that Cajun place watching all those college football games. They were people. Everybody had their shirts on. Brian called me and said, you need to get down here, hurry up. He's got us a table. And sure enough, we had a great place to watch 4 or 5 games there.
After a couple of wings and stuff, they took their shirts off, too. That was
God, it was great. We started out with 10 wings, and then we got more. You had 2 orders, didn't you? How many did you wind up getting? 20?
Let's just say the only thing about me that's lighter was my wallet.
Even that wasn't bad, though.
No, that's the problem.
$5 pitchers, 50-cent wings. That Cajun place, if a college game's being played, man, you'll have a great time at that Cajun place.
They changed the menu after.
Well, yeah.
Can't afford to do it anymore.
Said, am I sure I want to keep doing this after this Brian guy's in here?
And don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. John does a great job down there. One of Glenn's favorite places, no doubt about that. Yep. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations, 23rd Street and Pier Park. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Win a pair of tickets to the 2023 Yellowwood 500. Listen mornings at 8:45 for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword in your name to 850-215-6290. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to Talladega from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
With summer winding down and another school year upon us, That Boot Store invites the entire family to shop for the widest selections of Western and work clothing in the area at prices you can afford. Don't forget to drive carefully. The roads will be busy. A reminder from That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street, Panama City. And remember, God is good all the time. That Boot Store.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Dr. Ward's with this morning like he is every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8. We got offices throughout Northwest Florida. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right and feel right, don't play around. Go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. Dr. Ward, are you heading to the Florida game this weekend? What's your game plan this weekend? What do you got planned?
Well, I gave my tickets away to one of my loyal staff members. She and her family are going to go have a fun time in Gainesville. My wife and I are actually headed up to New York City this weekend. We are going to go see the finals at the U.S. Open, which is one of the reasons it's great to be a Florida Gator, because Florida Gator tennis player, he was the NCAA champion last year, Ben Shelton, made it to the semifinals of the U.S. Open men's tennis. He plays my favorite tennis player, Novak Djokovic, in a semifinal game on Friday. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Aaron Rodgers was just there at the U.S. Open. A lot of athletes from other sports and stars and all that go. So it's a great event to just go and people watch.
Well,
and see some great tennis, by the way.
Doc, don't be calling out German slurs or smoking weed or anything. They'll call you out. They'll find you. They'll find you.
What is somebody calling him Hitler or something?
No, I don't
they called him Hitler or something. They took him out.
He gave the old Deutschland über alles chant, which was a German supremacy thing. So.
Wow.
But you had to be smart.
They ain't going to do anything about the weed wafting in from over the park, so.
Well,
they won't have to worry about me and my wife on that. No. It is sponsored by Double Tequila, so I might get in.
Yeah, that's a whole different story right there.
That's the shot that I will take of a sponsor. I will not take that other shot from Moderna. So that was actually really funny. Aaron Rodgers, he got a little heat for taking a photo at the U.S. Open. And he put a red line through the Moderna and then did hashtag #NoVax. So he kind of got a little heat for you. He sure did. It was awesome.
Wow. Hey, where are your seats located? You get some good seats?
Okay, so I got a friend who works for J.P. Morgan, so we are going to be in the J.P. Morgan suite watching the women's final. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty cool. We'll probably get to see some really neat people while we're there.
Dang, man. So what is that? Are you going to head up there? What, Friday or Thursday?
We're leaving Friday around noon to head up, but Saturday's the day that we're going to be there.
Okay. Well, I got an appointment with you Friday afternoon. Now, how are we doing this?
Hey, Fridays are admin days. So if you got an appointment with me, you're probably going to get no show. Get stood up.
Oh my God! All right, that'd be pretty cool, man.
You're going somewhere cool this weekend, right, Coach?
We were going to go. We're not going to go. Now we're going. We're heading out Friday after the show. They said, we got an Alabama update coming in a minute, so I'll hold off some of that. But yeah, we're heading up to watch Alabama and Texas play. Looking forward to that. It'll be fun. Hopefully it'll be fun. I tell you what now, I'm not sold on them yet.
Well, I'm not happy about this because when you go, we either barely win or we lose.
I know. Well,
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, but see, he's going with Jamie, the real personality of the family, so he's going.
Well, that's true, but Jamie will be working.
Who do you like in this game, Texas or Alabama, Doc?
I already got my money where my mouth is. I took Alabama -7 as soon as I saw it. I watched a lot of that Texas versus Rice game, and Texas pulled away at the end, but they did not impress me like they needed to. I don't think they're ready to play Alabama in Tuscaloosa at all.
No.
Well, I tell you what, the quarterback was off, and Texas criticized for Arch Manning not getting to play. Actually, he's third team on the roster. He's not even second team. Murphy's second team, and Murphy did get in. He did get to play, and Texas people are going crazy. They're upset. They want Manning out there. And their quarterback, honestly, he was off. You watched the game. I did, too. He had some guys open, didn't deliver the ball, didn't look as good as last year. You think there's any pressure on him? Is he looking over his shoulder?
I believe so. I mean, it is horrible when there is an unproven big-name player that gets all the fans excited, but at the same time, you're the starter. You've been there. It probably is not the best locker room, if I had to guess.
All right, I got another question for you. What did you think Brian Kelly's comments after the game? I thought it was ridiculous. I was shocked that he said it. I didn't like it at all. I coached for a long time. Certain things you say, certain things you don't say. I grew up with Coach Bryant watching that show every Sunday. He always, when Alabama would lose, he always took the blame. He always blamed himself. We didn't have them prepared. They didn't get any help from the sidelines. They didn't get any help from me. Brian Kelly took a totally different approach. I didn't like it. Dabo did a great job after their loss. He still loves the team. He still believes in them, still think we can have a good year. What's your take on Brian Kelly?
My take is that if he turns it around and wins, it won't matter what he said to the team, said about the team at the press conference. And just like with Dabo, if Dabo doesn't turn around and they don't win, it won't matter that he did it the right way. At the end of the day, winning and getting it turned around is the way to go. And obviously Dabo's got a lot more leeway at Clemson than Kelly has at LSU, But yeah, win, baby, win, and say whatever you want.
Yep, good job. Good. That's the reason you're a doctor, and that's the reason I'm not. Those test scores.
That's not the reason.
Those test scores are a little bit different. Those test scores were a little bit different.
Yeah, his SATs were like bowling scores.
We could do a 2-hour show on why that is.
You see I'm treated here. Hey, do not say anything negative. Don't say anything negative. I like it. Donald Trump, our president, it will be at the Iowa State football game this week.
All right.
Why did he pick that game? That must be the first. Is that the first caucus? Is that
caucus,
the first?
I think.
Yeah, that must be the first one. Anyway, he will be at the game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because he does not want DeSantis to win Iowa. So that's bottom line. He needs that state. He thinks if he wins that first primary, that the primary is over, and he's probably right. But if DeSantis, who's been working Iowa hard, if he pulls it off and wins it, then we got a real race on our hands. So it's retail politics. Go to the football game, shake some hands, and hopefully doesn't fall down any.
Yeah.
Kiss the babies, absolutely.
All right, let's. How much time I got? Oh, okay. We ain't got much time. All right, Doc. Anything else out there this week in college football surprise you? What about you think about Clemson? I honestly, I went to bed in the third quarter. Clemson was down the goal line. They had moved the ball right down the field. I said, I got to go to bed. And I thought they would blow them out. I thought they'd win by 2 touchdowns. And I wake up, the score is 28-7. Duke. All the turnovers killed Clemson. Did you get to watch it, or were you shocked at this one?
I was watching tennis. I was like, there's no way this is going to be a game. And then tennis gets over, and I flip it to the game, and I was like, oh, my gosh, Clemson's about to lose. So it was shocker. And, and I hate to let other people's misery give me comfort, but after Florida being so bad against Utah, the Clemson kind of made me feel good about it.
Yeah. Spurrier was at the game. Coach Spurrier was there.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, as former Duke coach. Yeah, he's probably the all-time winningest coach at Duke.
I think it was also the last time that they beat a ranked top 10 Clemson team was one of Spurrier's years at Duke.
Yeah. They had something. I guess they did something for him, but he was there. Did you see, when was the last time both North Carolina and Duke were ranked in the top 25 in football? You know the last time that happened?
Probably in the 80s.
Close. December 6, 1994. Duke was 25th and North Carolina was 19th.
Wow.
The world has changed.
Since.
Yeah. All right, Doc, we got you next Wednesday.
I'll be here.
All right, buddy. You have a great time at New York. And where y'all staying at? I want to send some flowers.
We're actually staying in Jersey City. Some friends of ours' daughter's getting married, so dual purpose. We got U.S. Open on Saturday, Jewish wedding on Sunday.
All right. Well, be careful, man. Watch your back. Don't talk to strangers.
We got our own security detail. No, I'm just playing. We don't. But,
you're probably going to need one. All right, man. Y'all have a good time up there. See you later. Dr. Ward does a great job, man. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. He's the best at what he does. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment. Go by and see him. There's office throughout Northwest Florida. God does a great job. I tell you what, you want that yard like Lynn's house. It can happen. Turf Pro Pest Control, they do an incredible job. Patrick and that crew, they'll come out. They'll get that yard. They kill everything that destroys your yard. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Not even close. Not even near a minute. I mentioned Paparazzi Gourmet Deli just a minute ago. That's 3 restaurants in one. Bakery, deli. And guess what they're doing, Glenn?
What's that?
They got a surprise coming. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet, but you're going to like it. You're going to like it.
I think I know, but I'm not going to call.
Yes.
I do know now, yeah.
Okay.
Because he asked me what drinks to serve.
You like? Yeah, I tell you what, I can't wait. I know what I like. Get down there to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. Again, Rudy's Barbecue. Love it. The best barbecue, but I love the turkey plate. It's incredible. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You want to have a great time, get down there, especially on Thursday night karaoke. Food's great. Lunch special Monday through Friday. Tell them Coach sent you. We'll be right back. We get back Alabama Crimson Tide, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Billboard Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Park Pest Control.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Me and my I Do crew have 50 years experience, and we have more certified diamonds in stock at the best prices in town. So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, come see me, your diamond girl, and my I Do crew at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, because we don't work on commissions. We work for smiles and I Do's.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. We're going to find out how good Bama is this week. Let's see if they can roll tonight. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. It feels good in here right now. I mean, it feels outstanding. It always does because we have Stevenson Air Conditioning. We had a call in here the other day about who do we need to go to. I said, are you kidding me? Do you not listen? You go to Stevenson Air Conditioning. If it breaks down anytime, day or night, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll get out there and solve all your problems for you. All right, we got a phone call. Let's take a phone call. Good morning.
Coach Hale, bang, bang, bang. What's up?
Who is this?
Big Mike in the house.
Big Mike, what are you doing?
I'm still a Florida Gator.
I was going to say, Big Mike, based on what we see of you, you might just be heading home from the evening.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. I am. really, I am. This is my second night of my birthday week celebration.
There you go.
So my birthday is September 9th. Big thing at No Name with the bands, and I'm dressing up like a 90s prom man. So I'm going to be crazy. But the Gators, man, lost cause by Jelly Roll. That's what it was.
Hey, they'll get better. They're going to get better.
Yeah, just a lot of better. But FSU look good. I mean, I got a lot of Nashville bands that come down here, so they are going Rocky Top crazy around here now, you know.
Oh, my God. They want to hear it, don't they?
No, they like that Rocky Top. I know they play that song all the time. And the Bama people play Sweet Home Alabama. So
there you go. There you go.
Dixieland Delight, you know. But yeah, how y'all doing? I saw Randy last week. I met him. I met him at a Stats. Met Randy Bossman, looking good. I just want to come in and say hi to you guys. I mean,
good.
I just never see you guys. This is my sleep time. You know, I get home sometimes late.
We follow you on Facebook. I mean, it sound like you're somewhere every other night. You're having a good time.
Every night. My record's 638 days straight in a row.
Wow.
I go out. It's crazy.
Win the lottery or what?
Well, it's like a second life. Everything after my divorce, whenever everything kicked in, it's a whole different lifestyle now, you know. All the great. There's the Panama City Beach is awesome. We got a lot of great establishments around here.
Yep.
And PC music area is really big in this town. I call it lost basin sports as much, more to the music more. But
are you performing at all these places we see? Are you out there performing?
Yeah, I'm videoing the bands.
Oh,
and
okay.
I do posts, do pictures, and promote. I'm a promoter, so I like to promote the establishment. I promote the food. I do different bars. I go to different places.
Cool,
like the wings and all that. And promote. I always promote people and always positive. And they call me Bar Dad now. It's crazy instead of Big Mike.
What time do you get up? On average, what time do you get up in the mornings?
Usually, lately I've been going. Well, tonight was a little late night, but haven't been asleep yet. But usually, I've been going to bed like early, maybe about 2, 3 in the morning. Wake up at 8 and start doing my posts, the pictures for the next day. Then I take a little cat nap, take a shower. Next thing I know, I head out about 3 or 4 o'clock. I put the schedules out. That's what the big thing that everybody does. I do the schedules of entertainment for the whole day, every day. So everybody sees me on my page at 12 o'clock. Who's playing? Who wants to go? There's it is. Boom, right there. Some places are really big on college football now. A lot of places are really big on college football and pro football. A lot of restaurants and stuff, you know. But it's really big. It's real, you know. It's fun. It's fun life. It's a crazy life. But it's fun. I mean, it's fun. I'm supposed to be popular like you now, you know what I mean? Everybody knows Coach Hale. Everybody knows Big Bar Dad, you know? But you guys got to come out one night. I'll show you around.
All right, listen, he has to come out at 7. By 9, he's asleep.
9:30. I missed the Duke game. I missed Duke and Clemson.
There's a lot of football players that I know that know you. I used to play with Coach Hale.
Yeah. I need to do that, though. Now, you got to be careful. You know, Elvis used to do that. Elvis stayed up all night, and look what happened to him. Don't make sure you're not taking sleeping pills and all the other stuff.
I'm doing no crazy stuff. I'm so drug-free. I drink a lot now. I can do some drinks now. Some nights, even though I go out every night, I don't drink every night. Some nights I just go out and just drink and do the entertainment.
Yeah.
Some nights, it depends who shows up. The atmosphere is good. Some bands come from Nashville. They come see me. We party, have a good time. Some bands, don't party. Some bands just go home. And some people, it depends on the night. But Panama City is mostly a weekend crowd. Thursday night, Friday and Saturday is when they start getting people coming out.
Right.
Not like spring break. It ain't crazy like spring break days no more. It's like a totally different crowd. They're pushing more of a family-oriented spring break with the crowd. It's not as hectic like it used to be. Real big on the bikers. The bike rallies are good. Golf Course Jams will be killing this year. They got Morgan Wallen. They got Johnson. They got Jelly Rose coming. It's going to be really big this year. So that's going to be a fun festival next year, the Pest Coast Jam. If you like country music, it's the place to be. If you like rock music, you go to the Thunder Beach coming up pretty soon. It's going to be real big. And I think Coach Manley watching my videos sometimes late at night.
Yeah.
I was like, there's Glenn Manley. I see there's Glenn watching my videos.
I get thirsty and I have to go in my cupboard and check out something.
Well, I was saying, I was going to go out there and say, hey, you come. Next time you do that, I'll say, you come to the GOAT.
He's dreaming. He's dreaming back when he was younger, wishing he could do those things. I know what he's doing.
Man. I can out party a 25-year-old right now. It's crazy.
Well, if you ever talk to any more of my former players, you tell them I say hello. I miss them boys.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. And one of my best singers went to your high school, Mason St. Germain. He's like the front man. He's the front man of Son of Saints.
Dang.
I know in high school. I know he was a theater guy. He showed me pictures. He showed me old video clips of him and Principal Bland and man, like when he was younger. But he's one of the main entertainers around here. He's a front man, a real good singer for Son of Saints, real popular. They call him my kid, bar kid. So he's my bar kid. I got bar daughters, bar sons, bar bros, bar everything, bar boss.
Oh my God, you crazy! Are you getting to watch any college football? Or you?
Oh, I do in the bars. I watched the FSU game. I was covering it at a place. I did the videos on it. They went pretty crazy. The DJ there had put the music on when they scored a touchdown. It went pretty hectic.
The place go crazy. Yeah,
it went pretty crazy when they scored. They kind of smashed LSU in the mouth. I saw the Gator game. I was watching it while I was filming, and like, oh, geez. It seemed like I didn't see the game. I was watching the game. It seemed like they were driving, but every time something happened, like a penalty and this, there's a lot of mistakes and stuff. But I know it's a rebound year. I put something out and said Florida might be undefeated, but Penn State, Georgia. I did that to stir the pot on Facebook Nation. I just stirred the pot. That's all I did. But I'm gonna tell you, I think this is your year. I think, and a lot of people are going to kill me. I think Bama's going to bite Georgia this year.
Ooh,
they don't want to do that three-peat.
I hope you're right. I'm not sure. We're going to know more about Bama this week. We're going to find out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think this is the year that Georgia, it's a lot of pressure Did you see that documentary about the Gators about that in Netflix?
Yes.
I would watch that.
Yes.
It's a lot of pressure. And I know Georgia this year is a lot of pressure since they won twice. They won for a three-peat.
Absolutely.
Hasn't been done in the minor area ever. Back in the Bear Bryant days don't count. That's a whole different story. That's like, with the playoff season. I mean, Bama had it a couple of times. They didn't do it. But I think this is, I don't know. I just got a feeling Saban's going to, I don't know. He wants to win one more, I guess. I think this might be his year.
I hope you're right.
I know. But
Hey, Mike, we got to go, brother.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
y'all
man.
take care. Be good. I'm going to try to call the afternoon guys and say hi to them. The whole crew and all that. I miss you guys. Do y'all still got that Bama?
Absolutely, man.
I found that video, man, of the Bama. I can't believe that, dude. I was like, oh my God, that was like 2 years ago. Jeez. That was crazy, man. Yeah, Joe Glenn, Mr. Manley, I thought you was doing good.
They are.
All right, Mike. You take care of yourself and be careful, brother. Thanks for calling. Appreciate you.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Right. Alabama Update's been by Stevenson Air Conditioning and Big Mike.
And Big Mike.
Yeah. How much time we got? We got 2 minutes. All right. I'll come back to a little
That's
bit.
good to hear from Mike, though. Long time listener and caller.
I don't know what was going on with it.
If you're going to hold on, I want to give a little shout out to one of my former players,
Go ahead.
Justin Nyland, who's coaching at North Bayhaven Middle School, and so they're 2-0 right now. And they have put it on a couple people. They beat Port St. Joe the first game 38-0, and now they played Lewis Middle School, which is out of Shalimar, and they put it on them like 68-0.
Ooh,
so,
dang,
boy. I guess they ran a wing tee, and so he and I got together and drew up a couple of little defenses there, and then their next game is the 19th. They play. I think they said they play on Tuesdays, and they play at Gavlack Field, but they'll play Freeport on the 19th. So I'll give a shout out to him.
Great job,
High guy. He was always a good player too, linebacker, and you know. So
Congratulations. Keep rolling, brother. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Again, today is Wednesday. That is world famous J. Michael Spaghetti today.
Here's the thing: you have to get if you get the spaghetti, you can't eat the sides because there's so much. So you have to get a half spaghetti and something else or a salad because you're gonna get your money's worth.
I watched Brian put it away last Wednesday. And he will
growing boy.
He took my spot because it was all over him too. And
well, we got Donna down there today. Pat will probably be there. Carla will be there. I hope Phil was not there. I'm hoping Phil is not there. But we always have a good time till Phil shows up. But, get out to J. Michael's restaurant and have a wonderful time. And again, our Alabama Update's been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They do an incredible job. They're wonderful people. Give them a call. Make an appointment. You want to get service about every 6 months. It'll run better, save you a little bit of money. If you got an old one, get rid of it. Let them come out there. He will not rip you off. They're excellent. Great people. Locals taking care of locals here in Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning #1. Jason, that crew is incredible. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Met a girl.
NASCAR fans, we sent you to Daytona. Now, ESPN Northwest Florida presents the race to Talladega. Starting Tuesday morning at 8:45, listen for the keyword of the day. When you hear it, text the keyword and your name to 850-215-6290. Then listen at 1240 and 440. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call us back. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 3 qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Yellowwood 500 from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports, and can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77, on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy.
I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle, hey, Martha, Kenny, James
I'll see
Wallmeyer.
Martha too this weekend.
Tell you what, but they are pumped up, man. Auburn, they packed out, record-breaking crowd. Jamie was at the game. She said that they treated me so nice there. Had a wonderful time. She didn't get to see Andy Bertram, but she did see the guy that works with him. And she actually stayed there and got everything done after. She's one of the last ones to leave the press box because she did all of her stuff right there at Auburn. Auburn is going to fly out. I don't like this, guys. I don't like this at all. They're going to fly out, and they're going to play at 9:30 at night. And they're right after the Alabama-Texas game on ESPN. You have Auburn and Cal. Hugh Freeze does not like it. Andy talked about it yesterday. Cal won last week on the road, 58-21 at North Texas. Auburn won 59-14 over UMass. Auburn bet MGM. Auburn is a 6.5-point favorite, minus 110. Cal is a plus 6.5, minus a 110. Brian, what does that mean, minus 110?
Well, basically, that would mean you need to lay $110 to win 100, basically. So
that's not a good bet.
No, well, not necessarily. I mean, all of the casinos, generally an even money bet is truly a minus 110 bet, because what ends up happening is for the casino to make money, they have what's called juice, basically, and it's anywhere from 7 to 10% usually is kind of the way that the play goes. So if you're on a pick'em game, usually both teams would be at minus 110, or it might even show up as minus 110 with the line or something
Both
like
of them
that,
are
because
minus
that's what it
110.
is. So like if you bet $100, you might actually win $91 or 90 point whatever, something.
So they get
like
the casinos get 10% of the bet regardless.
What the casino hopes for in betting, everybody always thinks they're loaded up, want one team to win. What the casino wants is there to be an even amount of money bet, because then they're guaranteed to take their percentage, and that's what they want.
Okay, I got it. All right, again, over, under 55.5. You like that, Glenn? 55.5? Them kids going to be playing at midnight. I mean, it's crazy.
I don't. That's a lot of points for. They did play two teams they should have beat that much, but I think this is going to be a little different.
Yeah, the way over under 55. I don't know. I'm not sure where to go. I'm going to hold off and talk about that later. Injuries, the Auburn situation, everything really they don't really get much information out on that. And the big deal is the running back Hunter. Everybody knows about the sex tape. He was practiced. Everybody thought he was going to play, and now everything's been shut down. They said hold off. So I don't know what's going on with that. They're not talking. That's not a good sign. If they let him practice, you thought they'd let him play. That's not the case. So that, to me, I don't think that's a good sign. Quarterback for Cal, Sam Jackson, upper body, day-to-day, he's injured. So we'll see how that affects Cal. It should affect him if he doesn't play, obviously. Cal has a good run defense, no doubt about that. The prediction coming out of wherever this one is from, maybe this was MGM, I'm not sure, but they have Auburn 30, Cal 20. And that is your Auburn update, brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Today is the day. $9.99, 10 wings, and a drink, and a side, 11:30 to 3. Pat does an incredible job. Pat, we will see you next Tuesday. Get in here, Pat Perno, City Commissioner. All right, Glenn, Let's talk about newbies. You want to have a great time? Get out to newbies, have a wonderful time.
Yes,
John and
sir.
Charlotte, wonderful people. They do an incredible job. I know Charlotte's pumped up about FSU. Let's talk about Florida State.
All right. Let me tell you, depending on what junior food store you're going out of, they're number 4 or number 10 when you look at the magazines, but they're actually number 4. We're happy to have that. Now, funny thing happened in the game the other night. Keon Coleman, besides catching 3 touchdown passes, was seen wearing an Apple Watch, and so was Mr. Wilson. So during the game. And then, so they said, well, they're not supposed to have any electronic devices and all that. So, I don't know. There's a controversy. I don't know if an LSU fan brought that up or not. But then we noticed that also Ohio State Marvin Harrison Jr. was wearing one. So, I mean, anyway. So, but it should be electronic device if it runs by a battery. So I'm not sure that's true. But anyway, 3 players of the week from the ACC, of course, was Jordan Travis, quarterback from West Palm Beach, 342 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and he ran for 1. So, and then Keon Coleman, of course, wide receiver from Opelousas, I think, Louisiana. He had 9 catches for 122 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then this was a guy named Bless Harrison. He's a left tackle. He was the backup tackle, and the starting tackle got hurt, and he came in and started the second quarter, took 25 snaps, no sacks from him, and no penalties from him, or no holding calls or anything like that. So he got lineman of the week. So that's 3 of them. Now, when we were talking about Coach Norval, when he came in, he had an acronym called CLIMB, C-L-I-M-B, and that stands for commitment, little things. That means you do little things right. Intensity, mental thoughts, and also brotherhood. So he's had that everywhere he's been, and so they've kind of caught on to that. So I was proud of that. The game the other night was the second most watched Sunday night Labor Day game on record. They had 9.1 million people watching that, and
peaked out at 10.3 million.
Yeah. And then this is the 9 out of 11 years that FSU's been on this Labor Day weekend thing. The highest one they said started out was Texas versus Notre Dame in 2016. That was 10.3 when they started, and then FSU's president and also former quarterback Drew Weatherford, they are ready to go out of the ACC. The ACC last year distributed $36.1 million to all the teams. If you go by what they should have gotten based on attendance, the attendance payout, the 1 through 5 top teams are FSU should have got $61.9 million, Clemson $59.9 million. Miami's third, 39.6. There's such a discrepancy there. That's over half. The 4th place team is Louisville, which is 39.2, and the 5th place is Virginia Tech at 73.3 million. That's what they should have gotten if they went by the attendance and payout. Now Duke came in last at 19.9, so that's why they're ready to get out. And then they made another deal. They got these other 2 teams coming in, and the last time they sold them that they would get more money, and that's why they signed that big long year thing. But they're ready to go, Clemson and also Miami. So those are the top 3 teams that are drawing people.
I've mentioned it several times.
Right.
There's schools in the SEC really don't want Florida State in there. Look what happened Sunday night. That's the reason.
Right.
And you imagine them making as much money as Auburn, Alabama, Georgia. They could add on the stadium.
But that's what the president said. Look, we're falling behind. He said, we can't keep doing this. If you want us to be competitive every year, we got to have this money to facilities, recruiting, coaching staff pay, stuff like that. Right. So, they're ready. And, with Weatherford being a former quarterback,
Well, if it's going to truly get to the 2 super leagues, I think they'll wind up in one of either the SEC or the Big Ten. And surely it'd be the SEC.
Yep, absolutely. I would think so. I mean, But
can you imagine? Really think about it, though. You got Florida State, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Alabama. Really recruit the exact same players.
Right.
And they've been doing it with half the money.
Well, they had several people recruits at that game. And, man, there was one guy that 5-star offensive lineman was like, man, this is unbelievable. He said, I guess the war chant and all that. And as you could tell, they were outnumbered, like Florida's outnumbered in Utah. So it was crazy. And they didn't let the guy ride the horse out. He got to get off the horse and stab the spear in the...
I had a picture of him stabbing a tiger.
Yeah, I know.
It was cruel.
Yeah.
Hey, get out to Taco Bell, have a great time. We got locations everywhere. I know. They do the high school updates for us. They're doing Port St. Joe. They got a brand new Taco Bell down at Port St. Joe. Make sure all you people down there, go support them. They're supporting you. They're getting you more coverage. And appreciate that. Go take care of Taco Bell. All right, I want to talk a little bit. Is that all you? I want to talk a little bit about Alabama. I'm going to get this in about my Crimson Tide. This is your Auburn, Alabama, and Florida State thrown together because we got Mark McLeod coming on at 8:30.
See, what school's he from?
He is a Gator himself, man.
I know.
Big time Gator. All right, we're talking about betting lines and stuff like that. This is a huge football game this week. They're going to be, they said 2011's last time Tuscaloosa was absolutely crazy. That's when they had the game of the century against LSU. They think this could top that. They know the people, business people there, they're pumped up. They know they're going to make a lot of money in Tuscaloosa this week. And also in Birmingham, because half the people are having to stay there. Texas got big money. They're buying up tickets. They're paying big time money to get people. And the Bama people, you know what? They're selling out. They're selling tickets for $1,000 a pop. They're going to put the Texas band, the Texas fans, the tickets they get at the top of the stadium. Alabama, as kickoff time is on ESPN, 6 o'clock. Game day is going to be there. SEC Nation's going to be there. It's going to be packed out in Tuscaloosa. People going there don't even have tickets. Alabama's 7.5-point favorite. Alabama money line, again, I don't understand this. Alabama minus 275. Brian, you mentioned a minute ago 110. What's that? What's the deal with 275? What does that mean?
Same kind of deal. You'd be betting 275 to win 100. That's what happens when a team is favored a lot.
So I got to bet 275 to get $100 back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to win an additional 100.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would get yours back and to win an additional 100. Whereas if it was plus 275, you'd be betting 100 to then win 275.
All right, you just asked my next question. Texas is at plus 220.
Same thing. You bet 100 there, you'd win 220 if Texas wins outright. But that's purely winning. That's no points. Okay. That's why you get the odds payout, basically.
Okay. Over under in this game is 56.5. 56.5. Moore and Key, we don't know they're going to play day by day. Well, Moore's day by day. Key is unknown. Texas, at Baxter, I don't know who he is. He's unknown. That's the only thing I know about injury so far. Through the grapevine, I've heard Moore's going to be fine. 2022 at Texas, Alabama wins 20-19. And really, Alabama was outplayed. Texas has a lot of confidence coming in this football game. Is Texas back? We're going to find out Saturday. Kickoff again is at 6 o'clock. I think in a low-scoring game helps Bama. If they get into a shootout, I'm still not sold. I don't know what the quarterback, how good we are at quarterback yet. We'll see. We'll know more as the season goes on. And now we can take a break after we talk about these people. What people do we need to talk about, Glenn? How about Chuck Tucker and South Oak Title and Closing?
Yes, sir. If you want to close, and all the realtors go to him.
All of them go. Glenn knows that. South Oak Title Closes #1. Not even close. It's like Stevens Air Conditioning. #1 at what they do. Chad Mitchell's a legendary doctor. Right. He's #1. Dr. Ward's #1. That's all we deal with. Nothing but winners right here. Unbelievable. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Go by and see Jason Kovaleski. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark McLeod when we get back.
West Florida is already your home for the most live and local sports talk. And now we're taking...
Oh, he got all of that one.
The Inside Drive. Ryan Mulvey, middays, 11 to 1 inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. The latest reactions to the biggest stories happening right now. Plus, interviews, sports betting, and your calls.
You got to be pleased with that.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gulf Coast Aquarium is now Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet. They have a full line of live reptiles and reptile supplies, including the area's largest supplier of ZooMed products. ZooMed, a family-owned business with over 45 years of U.S.-based manufacturing. ZooMed is #1 in reptile products worldwide and is now available at Gulf Coast Aquarium and Pet, 469 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new Kia and see why everyone is talking about Kia. The new SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and the Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a brand new 2023 Kia Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new vehicle at Bill Bird Kia for you and your family. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City today, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer. Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators!
Said the wrong team.
Mark McLeod, every Wednesday, ratings go through the roof. They all want to hear in Northwest Florida what Mark has to say after that performance in Utah. But let's bring him on. Mark, how you doing, sir?
Hey, doing well, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Fabulous weekend. It was a great time.
Good, man. How, the weather, y'all came out pretty good with the storm?
No problems whatsoever. Some trees down in and around Gainesville. Quite a bit of tree damage here and there, but usually most of it was on the east side. The west side. But other than that, it's pretty good.
All right, let's talk about the Florida Gators. Billy Napier on losing. I'm committed to not letting that happen. I mean, what do you think? You said it could be a long year. I thought I went the other way. I said, no, year two, magic would happen. They're going to look really good. LSU and Florida kind of let me down because I picked both of them to win. What'd you think? Give us a little rundown. What's your opinions? What's going on?
You know, I really, there were so many questions with both teams going into this game. On the injury front, certain, position groups where, you just lost personnel that you just didn't know what you had in the tank, and depth issues because of injuries and because of roster management. Just a lot of things going on. It was a tough game for me to pick. I kept going back and forth on that one, thinking, and here's the take for Florida. Look, 40-plus players on that team, and this is why I asked Billy Napier about why he was so confident in this team during the spring when I was in Panama City, is because 40-plus guys on this team weren't even on the roster until January 2nd or 3rd. They weren't even enrolled at the University of Florida. Yeah. So when you look at that, it makes it very difficult to pick Florida right out of the gate. I just think it's going to be a work in progress throughout the season. I really do. I really think that it's going to be something where people are going to have to be patient. They're going to have to let this team build up. And the roster is definitely better. We've seen it in practice. The roster is definitely better than it was last year, but it's not complete. It's not even near complete. So people are just going to have to be patient. As I said, I think 7 wins this season is possible. But boy, was it a rough start. It was a rough start on all 3 phases of the game. The coaching was not where it needed to be. Obviously, they didn't get to the players. The focus wasn't there. It was just a really bad start for Florida.
Yeah, Mark, I sit here and I watched the game. I watched a lot of college football this past weekend. And I look at Auburn. They had a brand-new roster there also, kind of like Florida. And they were playing a weaker opponent, but they looked good. They looked like they were coached. They looked like they were disciplined. I watched Colorado. They have a brand-new roster. They played a really opponent that played for the national championship last year, and they get the win. They win the game. They look like they were coached fairly well. They coached really well on the offense side of the ball. And then I watched Florida, 9 penalties for 46 yards, third downs. They were one of the third down conversions, 2 players on the field, punt return at a critical time. With the same jersey on, that's coaching. That's coaching problems. That's what bothered me. It was I just didn't think that you would see that year 2 with Billy Napier. I really didn't. And I'm wondering why that happened.
He didn't either. That's why I answered the question with year 2 when I was in Panama City. And as I told you guys when I came on the air that following week, I didn't get his answer. I know what he's trying to say. He's putting out coaching talking points, but it didn't answer my question.
Right.
And it didn't answer anybody's question. And again, now you see why. Why are you so confident that guys know more about the system and this and that? Because 44 of these guys, Coach, weren't even here until January. So, no, it's not year 2. It is for the coaches overall, but even 2 of them are new. It's just, and look, if you're going to tell me that your offensive game plan is to put the ball in Graham Mertz's hands and have him throw it 40-plus times a game while only giving Montrell Johnson 3 carries and Trevor Etienne 7 carries, that's not going to work. You may play a few teams tough on the schedule, but it ain't going to be the Georgias and the Florida States. They're going to roll right over you.
Yeah.
So the whole game plan didn't make sense to me whatsoever. There were things when you went back and looked. There were definitely some things that Utah took away defensively. They wanted to bunch it up in the middle as best they could and dare Florida to throw the ball and beat them, and they got exactly what they wanted. But the Florida offensive line was a mess. Again, I think having Kingsley Eagleton out really hurt Florida. Jake Slaughter's first start, and he told us in Panama City how confident he was in Jake Slaughter and in Najee Harris as guys who could come in and play right away. They felt good about those guys. Now, Slaughter's been on the Florida roster for a couple of years, but it was his first start at center, and I think there were a lot of the line just played poorly across the board. Yeah. They really did. And as you said, mistake after mistake after mistake. Mertz was really under a lot of pressure. Although when you go back and watch the game, Coach, there are several plays where you went, that play was there if this guy gets his block. That play was there if this receiver doesn't come over here near the other receiver and runs that route. I wonder if that's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, you saw some good things that Florida could be good. I mean, they've got some athletes. It's just they're so inconsistent. And the penalty. That kid that transferred from Alabama, he did that same stuff at Alabama, jumping on sides and doing stuff like that. I thought he played a terrible game.
Yeah, and look, he's not the guy they penciled in at right tackle. The kid they had in at right tackle was the kid from Kentucky, Goodwin, who left because I believe it was his grandmother has cancer, so he wanted to go back home and go to a school closer to her where he could help out. That's understandable. But Kenyatta Goodwin would have been the guy starting at right tackle. It would not have been George. The other thing, too, about Florida was just, you look at all the mistakes, you see everything that was going on, and you just wonder, what in the world, why they couldn't get these guys' attention. I thought defensively, particularly in the second half, you really saw things going well. But one of the keys to the game, and it's been brought up here and there, but I haven't seen it brought up very often, was Florida looked like they were running in mud because they were thinking too much. Coach, when you go back and watch that game, you'll watch guys who were thinking too much. Okay, what am I supposed to do in this situation? They were not reacting, and it may take a couple games, and lo and behold, you got Tennessee in a little over a week. A week and a half. You better be reacting more than thinking.
I did like what Napier said. No individuals to blame. This buck stops with me. We're going to get this thing fixed. Didn't take any. And I got to ask you again. I've asked everybody I talked to today. What did you I did not like what Brian Kelly said after the game about his football team. I don't know if you heard it or not, but Dabo did a great job after losing, showed some class, loved his players. We're going to be okay. Billy Napier I'm reading what he said. He said some good things. What did you think about LSU, Florida State, that beat down they got, and the way he responded? I just thought it was classic. Not a lot of class.
I did too. And again, before the game, we're going to beat Florida State's, but come on. Florida State was so physical in that game. They punched LSU in the face play after play after play. I'll tell you what, if I had a vote, Florida State would be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the country this week. Easily. I still think they were a little too far down in the poll. I would love to see a Florida State-Georgia matchup right now. Let's see what happens. I know it's one game, but it was one big game. And, guys, I told you last week, LSU has had this game circled on their calendar because they were embarrassed last week. And that's why you saw Brian Kelly, even before the game, say, we're going to beat Florida State, because that left a mark on them last year. And we heard about it from the LSU media guys in Nashville.
And they looked good the first half. They played well after halftime. Florida State made the adjustments. They didn't.
Yeah, they started pushing them off the ball and running it.
Yeah. True. Anyway, God, you just said something, made me think something. That went right out of my mind. Doggone it. That happens quite a bit. Anyway. Oh, I know what you said that I was thinking about. I'm with you. If I had the number 1 team in the country this week, it's Florida State. They beat a team that was ranked in the top 5 or 6. They beat them bad, and everybody else played these cupcake schedules. I'd vote them number 1 right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd go number 1, but I'd be fine with number 2. Yeah. I just think that I think they in Georgia. When you watch that Georgia game, you went, wow. Yeah, wow, that's going to be a good football team. It really is. And remember, guys, they have quite a few pieces of the puzzle that it was just reload. But once those guys get up to speed, they're going to be awfully tough. But I thought Florida State did a great job.
All right, Mark, we're going to hold you over. We got to take a break right quick here. Give us a second. Turpro Pest Control, you want that yard to look absolutely beautiful. Give Pat a call. They'll get it done for you. Turpro Pest Control, number 1. No doubt about that. Beef O'Brady's, today is the day. 10 wings, drinking aside for $9.99. That's Beef O'Brady's in Lyndhaven. Pat does a great job out there. Go support them. They are wonderful. Wildcat was there this past weekend. Jordan College football had a great time down there at Beef O'Brady's in Lyndhaven.
Fun place.
Fun place. No doubt about that. Fun place. That Cajun place. That's fun.
Yep.
50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. Every time a college game is being played. They open at 10 on Saturdays and Sundays. Thank goodness. Go have a great time. We had a blast there last week. It was packed out. Make sure you wear your Florida Gator stuff, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, whatever you are, wear it in there. People have a good time with that. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years on Bay County sidelines, a legendary doctor, but he'll see anyone. Give him a call, make an appointment. He'll take care of you. You can listen to him Monday mornings right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida could bring sports fans like you an app this powerful. The sports content you crave is always on. Live stream us everywhere you go. Now with upgraded programming and live game schedules, you'll always know when the Atlanta Braves and your favorite games are playing. Plus, interact with our local hosts in real time and so much more. The new app for the sports fanatic is available at the Apple Store and Google Play. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's football season. There is no better place to catch the action than Barefoot. The food, the atmosphere, and your favorite teams are at Barefoot's 3 locations. Barefoot on the Bay, St. Andrews, Barefoot Hideaway, Front Beach, and Barefoot on the Beach on Front Beach. Great food, comfortable atmosphere, amazing views, and plenty of exciting football. Sunday ticket at Barefoot Hideaway. Plus, get your free logoed Barefoot cup with the purchase of a frozen drink during every game, along with drink specials and tasty football fun zone appetizers. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark McLeod with us like every Wednesday. He's talking about the Florida Gators. Mark, let's just look at the SEC. I think we took it on the chin. Florida gets beat by Utah. FSU destroys LSU. And then North Carolina beats South Carolina. The only thing that might have saved us was Clemson losing to Duke. I don't know, but it just wasn't a good look. We're so used to SEC dominating everything. Is this the year we don't win a national championship? Are we falling apart? Are we going to be okay? Can we still count on Georgia?
Are you okay? Coach Manley, it's week 1.
That's right.
Concerned about the SEC keeping up. Now, look, ACC was going to be strong. I think we all knew that. You asked me last week, and I said they'd split. Tennessee got the win. That was a nice win. But like I said, South Carolina, I like Spencer Rattler. I really do. But that offensive line, and that was the take in SEC Media Days. There were some people who were high on South Carolina, and
hey, Mark, yeah. I hate to do this. I got to interrupt you. We got to do this. I forgot about it. I screwed up. Go ahead.
It's my fault, Mark.
Okay, no problem.
What it is we're giving away 3 sets of tickets to Talladega Motor Speedway. The race is on the September 30th to October the 1st. And what we got to do here is give away a code word. The code word is Talladega, Talladega. Text that to 215-6290. Listen to the Afternoon Underdogs at 4:45 or thereabouts. They'll call your name. You call in. That'll give you a qualifying time, and that puts you in line to win not one, but maybe 1 or 2 or 3 sets of tickets that were given away to the Talladega Motor Speedway. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, sir. I apologize. I forgot all about it. That's my bad. All right, Mark, let's get back to the SEC. You say it's just week 1, but what if this happens? Just say this happens. Texas drives into Bryant-Denny, and they beat Alabama. Mm-hmm. Auburn flies out to California, plays at 9:30 at night, and they lose to Cal. Another bad look for the SEC in week 2.
Sure. Look, the SEC is going to be a work in progress all year, I think. In part, and I know we talked about this during the spring, probably at SEC Media Days too. I don't remember all the conversation, but one of the things at SEC Media Days that jumped out at me were the issues on the South Carolina offensive line. Mm-hmm. And we talked about that with one of the guys who covers South Carolina. He said, he goes, they've got depth issues, and they've got guys they've got to replace. He said he thought they needed to do more in the transfer portal. The thing about the SEC overall, guys, remember, for the last 2 years, there's been a strong contingent of quarterback play coming back into the SEC, where if you looked at the top 10, top 15 Heisman hopefuls, SEC quarterback, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. Now, the page is turned. I mean, there are some guys that need to. Joe Milton needs to develop at Tennessee, and let's face it, he was one of the most coveted guys at SEC Media Days. But he's never been a starter. I mean, so, you got Rattler who transferred into the conference. Alabama's, new quarterback. Georgia, new quarterback. Carson Beck. Florida, new quarterback. You just see a lot of that. And even Jaden Daniels, you knew really, and look, to his credit, Kelly did talk about that at media days, talk about the fact that they wanted to see Jaden develop more. There were certain aspects of his game that he did fine and other areas where he really needed to develop. So I think quarterback play is a big part of the SEC. The other area is offensive line play. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you person after person that I spoke to up there, when the coaches would speak to us, the players would speak to us, you look across the Southeastern Conference landscape right now, and there are maybe 4 or 5 teams that have really good offensive lines, and that's it. So you couple that with the quarterback issues, and I think it's just going to be something that's going to have to develop through the year. And maybe it'll be a fabulous year for the SEC. Maybe it will be one of those years where it's not so great. And it's just, because they need an extra year to develop certain positions.
Yeah, Ohio State's struggling right now a little bit. They're breaking a new quarterback, and their fans are ready to fire Ryan Day. I mean, I was looking at all that. It was crazy. But you're talking about the quarterback playing the SEC. Ole Miss is breaking in a new quarterback. Of course, they got 3 that are pretty good on the roster. Arkansas and Mississippi State both have probably the best 2 quarterbacks in the league there, and I don't even hear anything about them.
No. And Wright leaves Vanderbilt and goes over there, and the quarterbacks that they were talking about are KJ Jefferson. When we went to media days, Jaden Daniels was there, Joe Milton was there. But I mean, really, you kind of look at all 3 of those guys, and you see a lot of talent there, but you also see areas of their game where that guy's not a Heisman Trophy winner. Spencer Rattler, he was there. But that guy's awfully good. And how many years have we gone to SEC media days, and we've had a guy there who's been, the previous year was one of the top 3 contenders for the Heisman Trophy. It's just a bit of a rebuilding cycle right now for the conference. The ACC, we all knew was going to be really good. You look at some of the quarterbacks there, and you look at teams like Florida State that return a lot of good players, and where Mike Norvell has absolutely crushed it in the transfer portal, and you can get those guys to play together, and it's only going to get better and better.
All right. What do you think? I still think LSU has a chance to be really good, but I don't know. Who knows now how they recover, how they respond after getting blown out. Last year they lost to Florida State week 1, but it was a close football game. Nobody expects them to get beat like they did. FSU owned them. What do you think? You think LSU can bounce back and still be strong?
I do. I think they can bounce back and be strong. They obviously have some things to work out. As you said, Kelly's remarks, he's running a little old school. He was real critical of his team, and we'll see how that works with these kids today. But I think they'll be good. I did not pick them to win the SEC. I still want to see Texas A&M. Let's see them get in a bit of a struggle with Miami. Let's see Miami kind of punch them in the face a little bit and see what happens with that Bobby Petrino, Jimbo Fisher relationship running the offense if they ever were to bog down against, Miami or Alabama or LSU, whoever it may be down the road. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to see within the conference. I think Kentucky, I still say Kentucky is going to be, they were a team that I was looking at, could they potentially finish second in the East? Because they've got a pretty good nucleus back. They're missing really 2 key parts, and it looks like they may have found one of those answers. There's some teams that are doing well. Joe Milton, is he going to develop? Is Florida going to bounce back from this? I think Florida will. I think Florida is just going to be a work in progress through the season, and really it's up to Napier and that staff to bring it all together. And if they don't, well, then you just found out that they're not what you thought they would be in developing players, and that's going to be a major sticking point going forward for the boosters and people if they're not able to bring it together in Gainesville.
Yeah, 2 other teams I think are going to pull up a big upset this year. I think Ole Miss is going to beat somebody they're not supposed to, and I think Arkansas is going to beat somebody they're not supposed to. All right, we got about 2 minutes. Mark, what are you looking forward to this weekend? Well, before we get into that, Florida, they got the new lights down there. It should be pumped up. First home game. What do you think happens for down in Gainesville Saturday night?
McNeese is bad. This is a bad football team. This is a good opportunity for Florida to lick their wounds, bring it together, and try to get some continuity. And look, you got to find an offensive identity in Gainesville. It is not Graham Mertz throwing the ball 40 times while your top two backs are only running it 10 times combined. They've got to right that ship, get it where it needs to be, get that offensive line in gear. I think the defense will be fine. You saw guys out of position here and there. I talked about the safety issues, and we saw that on the first play of the game again. So the safety is going to be a position to watch for Florida. But I think overall it's a good opportunity. And really, Tennessee looks to be defensively a really strong football team, but they have some issues offensively they need to work out. I think it's a good situation for Florida to be playing Tennessee before they play Kentucky.
All right, Mark, we got you next week, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. I love it when you're here. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, don't forget, Ryan Movey, 11 to 1's got a great show lined up for you. David, like always, 4 to 6, and then the Mouth of the South from 6 to 10, Paul Feinbaum. Brian, Glenn, thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Wildcat, good job back there. We are out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, sunny and a high of 87 with an 8 to 12 miles per hour wind out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight, a calm wind and warm near 79. A variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms, and 88 tomorrow. 88 and possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine with a light breeze Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.